Hi there, I'm Claire from Claire Chancellor Coaching, and today what I want to talk about is the Knight of Swords. Now, this card has a lot going on, and yet the message of this card can be quite sharp and simple. And the message in this one is this person is just doing it. They've made a decision, they're actioning that no matter what emotionally is the repercussions for it, like they have made a decision and they are going for it. And so when we think about that message there, like just do it, that's exactly what Spirit want them to do. They want them to actually get on that white horse of freedom, look towards the past, and really cut the cords to finish whatever they need to so that that doesn't carry with them into the future. Now, the interesting thing is that the experiences that they've had in the past, if they can just acquire the lessons that they learnt, then this is going to be the golden knowledge that they bring forward on their journey. And they need this. And the the Queen of Swords is going to tell us exactly why. So there's been a lot of lessons acquired here about abandonment, anxiety, fear, all of that mental energy that's been going on. And the Knight of Swords is like, okay, we're going to cut cords, we're going to finish with that. Now, when this particular card comes up in a relationship reading, whether it's the sitter or their partner, somebody here needs a lot of mental stimulation. Think about somebody who's got ADHD and, they're not easy to slow down, ground, and emotionally connect. They will, but something's going on in this particular chapter for this couple where there's not such an emotional connection. Somebody's been quite rigid in the way that they are communicating, and there's still a level of anger or resentment that's still coming to the surface. Now, we'll see this in their health when it comes to like maybe a rash on their elbows or neck pain again, maybe even pimples or a rash on their chin. And this is all about their lack of boundaries, feeling like other people have imposed in on their territory. Now, when you think about being on a plane and you got your elbows there and you want to claim your space, this is the same sort of metaphor that's going on with health. Is like if there's a rash there on their elbows, they're trying to claim their space and their people around them aren't responding to the way they're communicating. So their physical body will start to show it. This particular card can also represent shoulder issues, where they've been taking on way too much responsibility from others and they're just trying to get out of that, like swift action again, like just do it, get out of there. And the team are just saying here that there can also be a level of nervous communication. When you got somebody who's just so fed up that they're just quite forceful, direct, rigid in their communicating, that whether you're feeling their nervousness or you're nervous in the way that they're not sort of give and take, that's still coming up. So that's still coming up in this reading, I should say. And then the last thing here, what happens if this card comes up in reverse? Well, if this card's coming up in reverse, the team is saying really clearly that there's some shameless kind of taking credit for other people's work. That, there's a level of pride here that's in front of what's actually fair. Like this person has gone through hell and back and it's like, no, I take the credit, like whatever will get me out of trouble, get me out of this scenario. So shameless sort of behavior that's going on. So if this card is coming up in reverse, you may have to read for the other person's feeling of like the injustice that somebody else is taking credit for their work, or that they're caught in the middle of that power struggle of how do I hold on to my winnings. So it's an interesting card, right? There's a lot of symbology going on. Again, we've got the white horse of the freedom and it's charging back into the past. Very interesting with the tarot, because if the horse was going the other way, the team would be saying, get away from the past. The armor there is telling us that there's still a level of vulnerability that they still feel that need for protection. The yellow in the background there is a search for fulfillment. And then the silver shoes. Now the silver shoes, I always find the shoes in the tarot card quite interesting and cute, but it's the silver shoes are letting other people know that to look at me, is the number one thing. Like I've got my ego in check. I'm like, look at me, I'm flashy, I've done my time. And then the last thing there is that the feather of truth on his cap, the feather of truth and the passion that's driving him forward. Spirit's still in the background there looking after him, but he's not paying much attention to it. He's made his decision on what he's doing. So I hope that helps. I will talk to you later.